that surreal feeling that I got. कि क्या हो रहा है? The gratitude that feeling filled me with. Very few times in life I've felt so overwhelmed with gratitude.
Rajesh, welcome to Rediff.com once again. It's a pleasure having you on a show.
Thank you.
And tell us now, the whole buzz is about you being a part of Buckingham Murders. What is the best part about working in a film like that? What does the film mean to you personally and professionally?
Best part was that surreal feeling that I got. कि क्या हो रहा है रणवीर? You know, for me that was the best part. The the gratitude that feeling filled me with. Very few times in life I've felt so overwhelmed with gratitude. For me that was the best part.
Okay. कभी सोचा था that you will move from the kitchen to film set and do a film?
Never. फिल्म मतलब मैं स्कूल में कभी ड्रामा नहीं किया. Never had I thought that something like that was possible. I think it is more the manifest of people who love me and care for me than me in this case. और कभी किसी ने कुछ मेरे लिए चाहा होगा वो सच हो गया वाला सीन है. मैंने अपने लिए ये तो नहीं चाहा.
Okay, so acting was never really part.
Never really part of the plans. Big plan, small plan, any plan. Maybe making a short film somewhere was always a part of a plan, but making it, but no, never.
Okay. So when you're given a role like what you have in Buckingham Murders, which has which has two distinct characters, how do you really prepared for it?
I think my preparation mostly is basically just understanding the character. Fortunately, I've lived a fairly fruitful life with its successes, failures. I've met a bunch of people, and I've always been a people watcher. I've always been interested in knowing यार ये ऐसे क्यों बिहेव कर रहा है, क्या होगा इनकी लाइफ में, आज क्या हो. मैं कई बार ना मॉल्स में जाके बैठ जाता हूँ बस, और मैं ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ. मेरा फेवरेट ऑब्जर्वेशन पॉइंट है दुबई मॉल. मैं वहाँ बैठ के चुपचाप एक कोने में सिर्फ लोगों को ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ. आई थिंक that bit for me preparing for my character was being the character, understanding it, going to places in my head with my character. That for me was preparation. And just as a person, it is like how I would go into the head of the person I'm cooking for, right? How do I touch, move, and inspire them? It's basically, for me, it was basically the same thing. Whether it was right or wrong, I don't know. I'm too new in the field to even say all that.
What was it working with Kareena Kapoor?
It was great. I think she, the lineage shows. I have to say this. The lineage shows the fact that you come from a family, and filmmaking is so deeply, intensely in your blood. It shows. Love for the story, understanding the story, quickly reading the script, composing yourself in almost no time for the shot. All of it is just so natural to her. मतलब एक effortlessness की epitome of effortlessness था वो. और not just performance का effortlessness. Medium की understanding को कैसे effortlessly, how she understood the medium and how she sort of interacted with Hansal sir on things that she felt were relevant and so on and so forth. And the kind of preparation that she put in it maybe months before and definitely the night before coming on set the next day. Outstanding.
For you, what was the most challenging part for working on a film like this?
Everything was challenging. I think, like I said, the one of the pressures was the fact that there's a director who's putting his reputation on you. It's an important film for him and he wants to give you an important role. He's literally putting his reputation on you, and that by itself puts a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. There's gratitude, and then there's also underlying responsibility to deliver. So that was definitely weighing on my mind, definitely initially. Other than that, I think the what really eventually stayed with me was that the more difficult and unlike you characters you do, the more freeing it is. Because for somebody who wants to be free and not just be Ranveer that everybody sees on camera, it's very freeing to do characters that are diametrically opposite who you are.
You're liking the challenge
It's
now.
liberating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your understanding of cinema? I mean, now that you've slowly gotten into the groove, what kind of movies or characters do you really like to play?
I am too new to sort of, I'm too new to pick and choose. I can only with folded hands thank people for whatever I'm getting. But I personally, I think um, the gray in a character really excites me because then it's a much deeper internal conversation that I have to have with myself on every action. Sometimes you have to justify an action. Sometimes you have to convince yourself of an action, which in normal life you wouldn't need to. Because we love living our life in black and white. So personally, I think if you ask me, that's what excites me. Um,
Is there any
yeah,
kind
but
of a
beggars can't be
role or
choosers. Yeah. That's basically.
any kind of role or a character that you aspire to play?
No. Well, I'm happy to see what life has in store for me.
Okay.
What 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 is up next. I'm happy just driving my car and navigating just the 10-15 meters ahead of me.
Okay, interesting. Now we also know that you are a chef and Mr. Hansal Mehta is also a foodie. So what kind of conversations would you have off screen? When you're not shooting, when you talk about food. Kareena's also a foodie. So what were your food discussions like?
So Hansal sir is not just a foodie; he's a
Huh.
bona fide chef.
Acha,
Let me tell you that he's
acha.
not just a foodie.
Okay.
I can explain a dish to him like I'd explain my sous chef, not a novice. अगर मैं उनको बोलूंगा ना कि यार एक काम करेंगे, पहले सरसों का तेल लेंगे ना, सरसों के तेल की पहले ठसक निकाल के उसके बाद प्याज डालेंगे, ऊपर से हल्का सा जब आपको एज लाइट ब्राउन होने लगे ना, दैट इज द टाइम थोड़ा सा आप पानी ऐड कर देना प्याज नरम करने के लिए, ही विल गेट इट.
Okay.
So, he's not just a foodie, he's a bona fide chef who gets the details and intricacies of cooking. He's not only fascinated with the end product that comes on the table, but also the process of it. And that probably helps him to understand me better and guide me better on how to sort of meet my character.
Right, right, right. And what kind of food would you have on the sets? Would you also cook for them? Have you cooked for
See,
them?
this was a very intense shoot. This was a very intense shoot. So cooking on the set तो possible ही नहीं था.
Acha.
और ज़्यादातर you were not cooking, you're shooting in real location, somebody's house, somewhere. So there was no time and no kitchen setup. But then on days off, we probably cook something together. कभी chicken बना लिया, कभी aloo gobi बना ली. And then on the last day when we wrapped up, we cooked an entire feast for the crew. Him and I, we cooked chicken, mutton, we cooked a biryani, we cooked a Lahori dal. So we cooked a bunch of stuff.
Oh, interesting. Okay. And do you really like? You just said that it's acting is still new for you. What? How have you grown as a person in terms of balancing your role as a chef and a artist?
I don't know if it's growth. I think I'm experimenting with myself as a person. Sometimes it gives results, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't want to stop experimenting with myself as a person. Um, I as a person, I don't like being constricted. That is the reason why I wanted to become a chef and became a chef, because I didn't want to be constricted by this be a doctor, be an engineer mentality. And I said, no, I want to break out of it. Similarly, I felt I was being very constricted to be this chef Ranveer Brar, this certain kind of guy, and I wanted to sort of break out of it. And this medium has given me an avenue to step away from it and free myself up. That is the only thought process that there is. There is no rocket science, there is no growth, there is no I've become a better person, attained nirvana, kuch nahi hai. If I feel stifled like any other creative person, you want to break free, and you don't want to let others define your narrative. That's basically what it is.
So where do we see you next? What are you working on?
Um, there's a book that has just come out called My Culinary Journeys, mostly food from my travels. That is one. Um, a few reality shows here and there. You'll see me there. Um, there's a show called Makasam on Amazon Prime with Mona. You'll see me there. Um, yeah, and that's it. And social media पे मिलते रहेंगे types.